First of all, here it is our agenda. I will talk briefly to engage you with the topic about the type of difficult kids. And today's topic mainly, we're going to focus about angry and passive kids. Also, we will discuss some reasons of the misbehaving of our children. Next, I will discuss and teach you some skills and tricks to treat your children to avoid their anger and the belief of their less value in their eyes. And finally, I will guide you with some skills and tricks of how to handle anger teenager, or what we call them power struggling teenagers. First of all, what does it mean that you have a difficult children? Is any child is a difficult child? Please engage with me. What is your opinion? Do you think every child is a difficult child? I'm sorry. Did you start the recording, Brother Maher? Yeah, thank you. Not necessarily. So what does it determine a difficult child? Good. This is very great answer. Yes, but how can we describe or label our children and saying they are difficult children? Okay. It's a good answer, but we need a little bit of detail, and I will go with it with you by it right now. So, difficult children are children who has a mixed emotion, mixed need with confused emotion. They want to come to you, they want to communicate to you, but however, they cannot express their behavior. Difficult children symptoms start between age 2 to 6, and your young children want to send you a message and tell you we are hurt. Research actually show that difficult children, children who are confused, who are going through a very hard time, they are going through pain, and they want to tell you, Mom, Dad, please see us, listen to us. We want to express our feeling, but we don't know how to do that. So they misbehave. Today, and usually, I use the 3 core principles of building a leader. I depend on them heavily, and I fix all the problem by using these 3 principles. First, unconditional love. Second, deep connected identity. Finally, effective communication. So, what kind of difficult children we have? First, annoying, and we spoke about this last time. Stubborn, and as well we spoke about stubborn kids last time. Today, we will talk about misbehaving children. In the last seminar, we discussed the screamer and the crier, and today we will focus on violent, angry, aggressive children and passive kids who believe they're unable or unworthy to the world and themselves. Last time, we covered crying, screaming, stubborn children, attention seekers, and kids who throw themselves in the floor and call for their needs with loud voice. And I highly recommend, if your children are, you struggle with your children with these symptoms, to see the video, because I went through specific detail of how to handle each and every child. Before we start, I really want you to understand a couple of points. Change is a process. It's not easy, it's not gonna happen immediately, and it needs commitment from you. You need to believe you did something, and you have to do something for that change. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. Allah says change is not gonna happen unless you, as a Muslim, as a human, put your foot in and do it. Also, never resolve any problem with violence. Violence is not solution. Screaming, hitting, being aggressive, challenging your child is not the solution. Next, there is nothing we cannot fix, no matter how severe it is, no matter how old the child. I have some patients come to me in the age of 40. They're having problem with their parents from their childhood. Nothing is not fixable. Just if you want the change, it's gonna happen. Finally, I want to give you a positive push to help you go to the workshop with open mind. Having a difficult child is actually really good thing. It's not bad thing at all, because it's a sign that your child gonna have strong personality and the character of a leader in the future. So be happy and stay with me. So how to know how to create from your children leaders for the future. So how can we define the children bad behavior? How can we say my child is a difficult child? It's a simple process, and I went through it last time, but I'm gonna go back with it today to help you define the difficult behavior of your children. First, it's a combination between your feeling as a parent and the behavior of your children. There is really important point in this combination. The behavior of your children need to happen again and again and again for at least once a day for 2 weeks. So the kids' action need to be repeated and consistent. Second, this action need to have a certain feeling from you toward the child feeling, for the child action. What does that mean? So when I feel as a parent, for example, guilty, mad, sad, challenged, that means my child need or feel certain feeling, and they require a certain action for me. For more detail, when I feel as a parent challenged or lost, like I'm in a war and I lost, that means my children seek power and need authority. And when I feel as a parent annoyed or guilty, that means my children are seeking attention. The first two feelings and the first two behaviors, we discussed it last time in the last seminar. Today, we will focus in the last two feelings and the last two actions. When I feel as a parent hurt or pain, shocked, and I ask myself, oh my God, what's happening? That means I have an angry child who seeks revenge, who needs some love and support and effective communication. Next, when I feel as a parent like a loser, or I worth nothing, I did nothing to my children, that means I have incapable or passive child who they do not believe in their abilities or skill. I will explain this point in detail in upcoming slides, inshallah. But if you want to take a picture of this, to remember when you face a problem with your child, to justify it, you're more than welcome before I move past it. So, reasons for misbehaving. Why our kids misbehave? There is three main reasons for the difficult actions that we face from the children. First, our behavior, our action, the way we act, the way we get angry, the way we behave forward their attitude, their anger, their behavior. And we spoke about this last time as well. Second, it's a natural part of growing. They're children, they need to grow, and part of growing is making a mistake. Third, natural needs, and this is what we're gonna focus on in this seminar. Natural needs for a child as a human. What does that mean? It means our children are human, and they have needs as adults to feel belonging to a family, to a culture, to a language, to be accepted by you as parents. Needs for families' value. Your kids need to feel they're important. They have value as much as their siblings, as much as you as a parent. Natural need for safety. The children crave safety, look forward to feel there is a support system. People save them, people stay behind them, people make them feel this home is a safe place. Finally, natural need for self-worth and respect. Children look forward to feel respected, to have the value that they can manage things, they can do things, and when the child misses these four needs, they start to become angry or violent or passive children. They do not believe in their ability. So, now we are going to start the main topic of the conversation after this introduction, which is violent children and passive children. First, angry children, violence children. It's really sad when we look at the picture and we think about our children in one day in our life, they could be that angry. They could be aggressive. When we look at other people's children and say, no, it's not gonna be me. But in a minute or another, you will wake up finding your child screaming, shouting, slamming doors, hurting himself, hurting you, hitting friend. So, violence children are children who seek your attention by doing a hurting action, like hitting, slamming, breaking things. And one important symptoms, and actually one of the worst, is isolating themselves from the family, staying away in the room, doesn't want to attend family events. And why this symptom is very dangerous? Who can tell me?
Well, he can hurt himself.
Yes, but no, not the main reasons.
There is no interaction to fix things.
Why? Why there is no interaction? Inside, because you don't know there is a problem going on. You think he's happy, you think the child is living the best life and he or she doing their thing. So when they break, when they scream, when they slam doors, you know there is something bothering them. But isolating themselves from you is really, really dangerous. Also, preferring bad at school, and it's a good sign, even though it's a bad sign, but you can tell my child is doing bad because he's hurting from a certain thing. So, reasons for bad behavior. Again, the child is struggling for their natural needs and mostly for their value in their family. Children who do or act within a revengive way, they seek attention because they really believe in themselves. They are not important to you. They want to tell you, see me. I want to be important, but I don't know how to communicate with you. Side effects of having an angry or kids who seek revenge. Well, this is one of the most dangerous way to misbehave because it actually could cause a physical hurt to the body or somebody else on the child. Also, it's one of the longest and the most needed effort for change or correcting the child behavior. Also, it has strong impact on the family union itself because you're gonna live in screaming, shouting, slamming doors. The connection of the family is not gonna be the best. Also, it's like a circle. If the child enter it, he or she cannot leave it without help. Because if they enter it and use it to get things or to get to you, and they are succeeded, they will never use any other way to communicate with you but this. And also, it could affect their future. A lot of adults who has anger problem, anger issue, who scream and fight and do not know how to represent their feeling for other, their problem actually starts from childhood because they didn't have anybody to teach them how to handle it and change it. So it's really important to fix it and pay a lot of attention for it. So what to do? So there is two parts of the responsibility. One, for you as a parent. Second, for the children. 90% of the change depends on you as the parents. And the 1% on the children still depend on you because you need to teach the child how to change the behavior and control their anger and their emotion. So, what to do? First of all, I want you to believe in a certain point before doing the change. Don't take that personally. Please, if you have a child who's angry, don't take that personally. Don't hit, don't scream, don't challenge, don't try to break that child. Remember, that child is a hurt person and they need love, they need support, they need you to stay behind of them to fix the problem. Also, it's really important for these children to know physically, emotionally, verbally, that you are not gonna leave. You're staying there forever. Because as I told you, angry children, sincerely children who believe that they don't have any value for their parents. So make sure that you show them that you love them and you will never leave their sides. So what to do? When you see a bad, angry action from your child, you need to focus on their feelings, not on their behavior. Again, focus on in their feelings, not in their behavior. And I will go through that in some example, which coming right now. When you think this way, this is gonna help you to be less emotional, more logical, and actually find the reason of the problem. Gonna make you put your hand of what caused that rage of anger of what happened to my child to seek revenge. First of all, go ahead. There is what? Right. So this class focus, as I said, on a child who asks for thing by hitting, ask for thing by slamming door, never follow order. They show their emotion and they communicate with you by violence, as I said, and it's need to be repeated for this action need to be shown at least once a week, once a day for 2 weeks. You understand? It's not just for regular angry child, for the child who actually has an anger rage. And you understand what I mean? Yeah. Can I go back or? Yeah, sure. So, first of all, and the most important step in correcting the child behavior is stopping the anger. To protect the child from hurting himself or herself or other people. And as I said before, we're going to depend on the 3 core principle in building the leader, unconditional love, creating an identity, and finally effective communication. I will go with you through the steps in 3 different examples. First, hitting. If you give a child an order and he decides to hit you or hit his siblings, first of all, stop the action. Hold the hand gently, kindly, and stop the hitting. Say, honey, I need you to stop hurting me. Honey, I need you to stop hurting your sister. Honey, it's not okay to hurt us. You can use phrases like, please stop, you're hurting me. Then say, I love you, please don't hurt me. You need to be kind, nice, firm, and gentle. Do not show overreaction. Your kids want you to scream and jump and push them. No, be nice, kind, and firm. Also, if your kid responds to you and stop, and you can tell they're okay to start talking to them, call them to come, explain to them what does hitting does and hurt you and other, and ask them to apologize. This tip works for young children who are in the first stages. So anger tantrum, it did not become a habit for them. So this tip only works for early stages. Other kids may not actually respond to you, and they evolve the behavior to a higher level. And we will see in the next example. Slamming doors. Again, you hold the door gently and you say, honey, it's not correct to slam the door. If you want to say something, I am here to listen to you. Honey, please come here and apologize, then we can talk about it. Finally, you can conclude, I love you, but I'm going to give you some time to come down, and I will come back, we will talk about it later. This is for kids, this sentence for kids who resist you. If they start slamming door and they want to show you they are stronger, you hold the door and you say, I'm leaving now. I'm not challenging you, but I don't want you to hurt me or hurt anyone. And you leave peacefully. But you need to make sure they're not hurting themselves or others. So you need to check on them without them knowing you're checking on them. Next example, breaking things. Again, you say, honey, are you hurt to this level to act this way? Focusing on the feeling, not focusing on the behavior. You will go to them and say, please come here. I want to make sure you're okay. You don't jump, you don't scream, and you say, what did you do? Are you okay? Even if they're bleeding, I really want you to stay calm and do not show emotional reaction. If you feel the child come down, ask them to come and apologize and help you cleaning up the thing. If the child get crazier and start screaming and slamming other thing, you need to stop the action, take them away from the place, clean it up, and come back when they are actually ready to talk about it. And I will explain later. Children, after they come down, they need a type of punishment, but we need to call it a reflection spot. And it needs to come in a gentle, kind way. So when you do it, they don't feel you don't like them, you don't love them, you don't care about them. Violence is not the solution. Don't use it. Always use love and effective communication. I like to repeat that because when we are in that situation, and I am one of you, sometimes I lose my mind. I don't know what to do. And the first thing we do is just get out of control and scream, which we make the situation worse. Reflection time, I spoke about timeout in the last seminar. It's similar to it. However, the tone of the threat or the way you talk to your children, it's need to be lower, and you need to take them, if they are young, you need to have a timer, you need to have a specific spot to take them to it, and after that they need to come and apologize, and you explain to them what's happening. And remember, this is anger episodes. We're talking about kids from age 2 to 6, and we will go to teenager in the end of the presentation because no teenager will accept these methods. All what we talked about focus on children who actually respond, who believe, who you see you can contain and stop their anger. However, I want you to be ready. Sometimes there is type of children get angrier and get like more aggressive. And sometimes they become very dangerous and hurt you and hurt themselves. You need to do 3 specific things. The bad action or the angry action need to stop immediately. And it need to stop only with love. Do not show overreaction. Do not extreme with screaming and jumping from your place. Just hug the child. Tell them, I love you. Please stop. I don't want to see you in this situation. Don't cry. Don't scream, just please be firm, kind, and gentle. Also, after the child comes down, he needs or she needs to go to the reflection time. There is no choice. They need to go and sit down. There is a timer, and after the timer, you come back, sit down with them. This is allow the child to come down and give them a routine or a habit to know how to handle their anger and control their emotion. However, there is some situation parents cannot contain the anger. If love cannot control the angry child, that means you need to seek help. You need to find a therapist to guide you and help you to manage the anger of the child. And there is a lot of places you can go to, and actually the result is fascinating and very quickly, because they will support you with the methods and the stuff that help you and guide you to fix the problem. There is some tricks to help you stop angry episodes even before it's happened. First of all, minimize video game and TV time. And this point, not only focusing on age 2 to 6. Can I continue or? Can I continue? Yeah, so this step does not focus only on kids from age 2 to 6. It actually could go to kids until age 18. Nothing makes kids angry like video game and TV time. I had a patient before who had a very calm child. However, in the middle of the day, he become crazy, starts screaming, slamming doors, and she doesn't know what's happened. And after we spent time with the child, we discovered that he played 3 hours of video game. So she started counting for him and figure out 2 hours, more than 2 hours, the child become angry. So don't underestimate TV and video game. They are very dangerous in the mood and emotion of children. Also, get step ahead before the child. Get the child away, what I like to describe it, but get the child away from the zone. So when you feel your child starting to getting angry, you're reading the situation. First, occupy the child with positive distraction. So he's playing, he's getting angry, look to the other side and say, oh my God, look at the tree. Oh my God, look at the square. There is a butterfly. Make the child shift their attention. Next, put the child through new activity. If they're playing with Play-Doh, go use another, like dolls, for example. Even though, take the child to watch TV. Let the child go run. Occupy the child with joke. If they fall down and they start crying, they say, oh my God, you're hurt. Oh my God, jump, jump, jump. Or let's dance together. Let's sing together. So these actually really good tricks to take the child early from the angry zone. Reflection time is really important. And as much as the child get older, as much as you need it. And you need to come back to the child, sit down with it in a very loving way. Ask the child the question, why you're angry? What's going on? And let the child speak. Listen. Engage with your body language, with your eyes, with your hand, with your hugs even. And after the child speak, really important, you have to repeat what the child say. You would say, so from what I hear, I think you're angry because this has happened. You're angry because you couldn't go with your friend. Let the child feel you're engaging with their feeling. Let the child feel you actually value their emotion, value their pain. Also, again, no blame, no judge, no attack, no shame. And work together. As much as the child grows, you need to use this point. Work together to fix the problem. Ask them question. What do you think is the right solution? What do you want us to do? And if the child starts blaming you, I really want you to be happy, because it's finally he or she opening up to you, and they're finally knowing what is the problem. And if they say, you hurt me, you don't respect me, I don't have any value for you, let them finish in the conversation with a hug and apologize. It's really necessary for you to apologize to your children and promise them for a future plan to change the way you act with them. Again, we talked about this. Kids who has anger problem, threat, punishment does not work with them. Reward and consequences. I know you would say it's the same. We're punishing them and we are rewarding them. No, for them, it doesn't work the same. You use the word reward and the word consequences. Parents are not responsible for their kids' feeling and emotion. True or wrong? True or false? Who says false? Who says right? Everybody agree this is false? It is false. Actually, it is true. Parents are not responsible. Think with me. Parents are not responsible for their kids' emotion and feeling. You're a different person, and your kid or daughter are a different person. When they get angry, it's not your business. However, it's your responsibility to contain your anger and their emotion. Your kids have total right to get angry, to get mad, to scream, to do whatever they want to do. But it's your duty, your responsibility to control yourself and contain their emotion, because you are the teacher, you're the parents. Also, it's your duty to teach them how to act and behave. Please remember this when you deal with your children. Change your way of thinking, change your life. How to teach your kids to contain their emotion? Of course, you need to start really early, from age 2. It's very important, and it's going to affect their future life. You need to teach your kids to handle their emotion. How? You need to support the child with love, care, and understanding. Love is the cure all the time. Love is the key all the time. Then, teach the child, what does the feeling mean? What does angry mean? What does jealous mean? What does happy mean? After that, you need to teach the child how to move on from the bad feeling, from anger, from disappointment, and I will explain that in an example after the slide. Finally, the children need to learn and believe these feelings are natural, because we are human, but there is different way of handling it better than screaming, judging, crying, and slamming the door. So for example, if you have an angry child, like they want to go play with their friend and it's time for bedtime, and they start crying and screaming. So you start the sentence by, honey, love, honey, I understand you hurt, disappointed, mad because you want to play with your friend. Then, this is very normal feeling. I understand you have the right to feel that. But there are many different ways to handle this. We don't cry, we don't scream, we don't shout door. We talk, we discuss, we ask. There is different requests. Then you need to teach them this is life. This is life. We don't get everything we want in the same time we want. Finally, find the solution and help them to engage in fixing the problem instead of saying, I promise you, tomorrow you're going to go and play with your friend. No, they will grow up not knowing how to handle their emotion. So ask them, what do you think is the right way to fix this problem? What do you want to do? And then they will answer. You will fix the problem, you will hug, and we end the problem. For young children, I found these 2 sheets. And I think you need to start very early by explaining it to them and explain how to handle it. And kids who does this actually grow up, research show, grow up more mature than children who does not expose to things like that. It's really important when we teach our children how to contain their anger, to connect them with their religion, to create strong identity for them. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says to a man when he came to him and says, advise me, Ya Rasulullah. He says, don't be angry. He says, advise me again. He says, don't be angry. He asked him, advise me again. He says, don't be angry. And wallahi, as Muslims, sometimes we have a really bad reputation of being angry and screaming and shouting and making a scene. I remember in the last 10 days of Ramadan, in Sahur night, we were waiting in line to go to the event. And there was a group of kids, like 2 or 3, who were holding the place for a group of people. And when we came, the number multiplied from 2 to 30 plus. And there was a lady who was waiting for an hour, and she saw what happened, and she get really mad and angry, and start shouting at the children. And I went to her and I asked her, sister, what's going on? And she said, you need to raise your children well, this is wrong, this is not okay. And she starts screaming in the middle of the street. And I looked at her and I said, okay, I will fix the problem. I'm sorry, they are children. How about you come with us and enter even before of us? She even, wallahi, pushed me. And she said, I don't want anything from you. Just, you need to teach your children how to do that. I told her, sister, it's the last 10 of Ramadan. Actually, it was the night of 27. I told her, it's the last 10 of Ramadan. We are in Ramadan, please. She starts screaming and shouting. I looked at her and I said, God bless you. And I gave her my back. And she continued for 5 minutes until she felt she's not going to get any reaction. And she's an adult woman. I want you to imagine, like she didn't respect her hijab. She didn't respect the place. She didn't respect the time. And she gave a really bad image and reflection for the children in front of her. So teach your children to contain their anger as a part of their religion. Teach them the hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, ayatul munafiq thalath. One of them, إذا خاصم فجر. One of the sign of munafiqeen, when they fight, they go out of control. They need to grow up knowing, no matter how young they are, this is our religion. Now, we're going to move quickly to the passive kids, to move to the teenager after that. Passive kids, what does passive kids mean? Passive kids are children who truly believe they are incapable of doing anything. Passive kids are children who lack skills, and they believe they cannot work, study, do or try new things. This is stop, or we can continue?
There's 14 minutes for a shot.
Okay, sure. Okay, this is also cover kids who are shy and they like to stay by the side of their parents all the time. How to help passive kids? First, you need to change their point of view about themselves. How? You need to give them enough time to learn, to try, to study, and to be part of the experience. Also, you need to help them fix the problem by departing the problem to many different or specific parts. You cannot say, this is how we fix the problem. No, you should say 1, 2, 3, 4. Finally, you should show them trust and love and big belief in them so they can actually fix the problem. Let's focus on this. Before blaming the child for being passive or unable, ask yourself that. Did I give the child enough time to learn? Did I teach my child that skill? Think about that. I went through this with my daughter. She doesn't clean her room. I fight with her all the time. Sometimes I slam the door away because I don't want to see the room. Then I ask myself this question, and it's actually fixed a lot of my relationship with her. So, if your child are struggling in specific action, you need to do the behavior in front of them step by step. This is how we do the sheet. This is how we clean the office. This is how we clean the dresser. Then do it together many times. Support the child with positive feedback. If the child did mess up, don't say, oh my God, I taught you that. Oh my God, why you're not doing that? No, be positive even when they make a mistake. Oh honey, you did a great job. But how about we try a different way? Also, do not leave the child alone without making sure they actually have the right skill to be independent. Really important. I remember one of the children, his mom complained about him not doing good in math. So I asked her, what do you do? She said, I just resolve the problem and give him another problem. I told her, you're making the problem worse, because the child in the beginning feel he doesn't know, he has an excuse, nobody teach him. The second time he believe he's a failure because he taught him and he cannot do it. So you need to go step by step and never leave the child alone without making sure they have the belief and the trust in themselves to do it. Kids who do not, kids who their parents did not fix their misbehaving action or activity struggle when they become a teenager from two main problems. First, power struggle. Second, entitled kids. Entitled kids topic we will talk about inshallah next time. Today we will talk about power struggle children. I'm sorry, I'm nervous because I'm fast. I want to finish before the adhan. What does power struggle mean? Power struggle, it's a situation, a result of kids who do not been disciplined as young children. It starts from age 12 to 18, and believe me or not, studies show it stay until age 24. Then it's type of teen who want to communicate to you, cannot communicate with you, so they try passive aggressive communication. If you let it pass, they will become entitled kids. If you resist them, they will become kids who struggle with power. What does struggling mean? It means kids who play victim, like who say, you don't love me when you give them an order. When you say no, you don't love me, you don't care about me, you hate me, don't engage. All what they want from you to say, no honey, I love you. No honey, I care about you. So what do? You need to correct the behavior. How? Correct the behavior instead of reacting. Don't show emotion. Stop immediately the argument. Don't engage with them. I'm moving to the next slide quickly to tell you with simple detail. So we follow three main steps. Teaching the child new skills, be prepared for the action, and finally, consequences. Very important to follow these three rules. First of all, you need to teach your kids the skills how to contain their emotion instead of playing victim. First of all, you need to teach them to disagree. You need to let them know. You can say no. You can tell me I don't want to, but there is a different way of playing a victim. Also, you need to teach them how to control their emotion, anger, and disappointed. Please, put in mind, you're building a human. You're correcting their behavior. You're not damaging them. You're not destroying their character. You just want a better version of them. Also, be prepared for the action. You need to look at the next slide, copy what sentence I used and use it with them. Like you're going to a test, because if you use this sentence, you will always win when you are having an argument with a child who struggles with power. Next. First of all, stop the action immediately. When they start saying, you don't love me, you don't care about me, I hate myself, you hate me. You say, look at them in a very calm way, smile, listen a little bit and say, honey, this is a wake-up call for you. Honey, I believe you want to tell me something. And I really want to know what is it. I want to know what is it. However, I think we should not talk right now because we should choose to be calm. And then you move immediately to the correction. You do not give them any space to talk to you. You say, for now, I cannot talk to you because describe what happened. You scream, you shout, you slam the door, you blame the victim. Be nice, be kind, be firm. Do not be rude. Then move immediately to the correction. Say, instead of screaming, you should use the calm voice, ask politely, disagree politely. I'm going to give you some time to calm down, and I'm coming back. And leave peacefully without challenging. Some kids is going to continue talking. Some kids going to stop. Some kids gonna come back to you. Some kids will never come back to you. So please go back to them so you can fix the problem. You want me to stop? 1 minute, okay, let's see. Finally, consequences. Kids needs to know there is consequences. However, I am a big believer of not punishing teenager kids. You're building a leader, you're building an adult. So no timeout, no reflection zone, no taking advantage, just shame them in a very nice fatherly way. Say, I did not raise you to be that, and leave. And come back and speak to them in a very polite and kind way. I am a big believer of correction with this way. You are going to build strong relationship with your children. Done? Do you want me to come back after or done?
I think we can end it and maybe you'll add it to the next.
You want me to add it right now? End it? Yeah, I have only, yes.
Just go ahead.
Yeah, that's it then. Yeah. So one last thing. I want you to do not blame yourself or hurt yourself. There is no ideal parents. There is no ideal children as well. Raising children is journey, and I really want you to enjoy it and have a positive environment for your kids. Also, do not let any other people to affect and impact the way you raise and correct the behavior of your children. Finally, I always like to conclude with Palestine and Palestinian kids, and because with them, you see power children. You see children who can control their life, their emotion, their passion. And I want to talk about Muhammad al-Yajizi, a 12 years old boy who woke up one day finding his parents died. He become the father, the mother, the person who take care of 5 person, including him, including a toddler. Look at his eyes. Look how powerful he is. Look, in any other world, this child will be in hospitals, but only in Palestine, children know how to contain their emotion because their parents taught them how to contain that. Finally, don't let anybody fool you. Our religion is the religion of every time, every day, every place. All the new education, all the new method come from our religion. I want to continue with the story of Ibn Abbas and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he was a young boy sitting next to him. And a man brought a bowl of milk to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ibn Abbas was a young boy next to him on the right side. And Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked the permission from Ibn Abbas, said, do you give me the permission to give the bowl to the adults? And the boy said no, and took the bowl and drink it. And look what come of Ibn Abbas. He is Hibru Hadhihi al-Ummah. He is the most knowledgeable man of this Ummah. Thank you so much for listening, and I'm sorry I'm rushing out. Thank you for coming, and see you next time. Thank you so much for being patient. Appreciate it.
Watch to come in the temple section. Dr. Sara is very knowledgeable in this space of parenting and child psychology.
Thank you. And just next time, please try to come. I'm going to talk about self-image in Islam, and it's going to be very, very interesting workshop. Thank you so much. Thank you, Brother Maher.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
استووا استقيموا إلى الصلاة يرحمني ويرحمكم الله.